Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome back. So, we are continuing our conversation about emotional cleanup work. And we can't really talk about emotional cleanup work without addressing the fact that there are a lot of people walking around who are carrying emotional energy that is not theirs. It ain't yours. It's not yours. Let's do this right now. Intuition activity, intuition exercise. Close your eyes. Say hello to your intuition. Hello, intuition. I'm asking for you to partner with me right now. And here's what I want you to ask your intuition. Show me a percentage of the emotional energy, and let's focus on the fear, anger, sadness emotions. How much of this emotional energy is actually mine compared to other people's? How much is actually mine? And allow your intuition to show you or tell you a number. You can either see it on the screen in your mind. A number flashes up. What is it? Don't discount it. What is that number? Or you hear a number, 25%, 50%, whatever that number is. And again, this is how much of the negative fear, anger, sadness, emotional energy that I'm carrying in my energy field, how much is actually mine that I am responsible for, and allow yourself to get a number. This is a part of building the relationship with your intuition, seeing how you receive your messages. For those of you who are more visual, your imagination, your inner eye. Maybe you saw a screen in your mind's eye and a number flashed on it. Some of you who are more auditory, you're more clairaudient, you heard a number. But trust it. Trust that number, okay? So, let's talk about these numbers that you might have gotten. If the number you got was 25%, let's just say, that means that 25% of the emotional energy that you're carrying in your energy field is actually yours. 75% isn't yours. That means you're taking on a lot of emotional energy. You're just a sponge. People just come and tell you stuff. Maybe you're just walking down the street and you're just so open that you're just taking on other people's stuff. Maybe people on your social media feed, soaking it up. Oh my gosh, this is happening. And you're just, right? To the point where 75% of the energy, the fear, anger, sadness that you are walking around with is not yours. That's interesting. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who are highly sensitive. I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm highly sensitive. I can sense when there are solar flares. That's how sensitive I am. I get all spacey and I can't concentrate and I'm like, there must be a solar flare. I go to the website, yep, there's a solar flare. That's how sensitive I am. I was born on a total lunar eclipse, so anything having to do with the moon, I can't sleep. I'm highly sensitive, okay? So I understand what that's all about. Oh, the people who are, I'm empathic. I'm highly empathic. I'm just a walking heart. I just care about everybody. Nothing wrong with being empathic. I love it. It means you have a big heart. You're kind. You care about people. But you can be empathic. You can be a highly sensitive person and have appropriate emotional and energetic boundaries. That's what this is really all about. They're not mutually exclusive. You can continue to be kind and caring and compassionate and still recognize that's not mine. Other people have their own journeys. Other people are responsible for their journeys. Now, let me caveat this because I know people are like, oh, clutching their pearls. But what about compassion? What about we're responsible for other people? Yes, we are. I am very into unity consciousness. I really do understand that we are all one. We're all connected. We are responsible for each other. Yes, we need to take care of each other. We need to help each other when we can. Absolutely. And see, I'm all about the and. The and, honey. It's not either or. It's not black and white. It's and. I believe in divine paradox. Two or more things can exist in the same space at the same time. Two or more things can be true at the same time. Okay? So, yes, we can be compassionate, we can be empathetic, we can be highly sensitive, and at the same time recognize that we are individuals who are all on our journeys. And we can't learn if people are constantly stepping in and trying to learn the lessons for us. There are times when we need to step in and help. And there are times when we need to, you know what, that's your lesson to learn. That is yours. There's clearly something you are working through, working out. You haven't learned the lesson yet. So why would I deprive you of your opportunity to learn that lesson, clear that karma, so you can get to the next level in your growth and in your evolution? That's what this is all about. You don't have to take on everybody's emotional energy. That's not compassion. You can be compassionate and also know that there's nothing I need to do here. I just feel for this person. And I can send them love. I can send them light. I can ask for the universe to send support to this person, but it's not for me to step in and take it all on like some project. No. So, this is really also about codependence. A lot of people who identify as highly sensitive and empathic, and I just have a big heart. It can also be codependence as well. Codependence is when your emotional state is dependent on someone else's. You're not allowing yourself to have your own emotional state, your own emotional experience. If they're unhappy, I'm unhappy. If they are happy, then I'm happy. We're enmeshed, we're entangled. I'm not my own independent person. And this can be with people you know. This can be with people walking down the street. You walk into a room and people are sad and immediately you're devastated. It doesn't mean we don't care. But if you are somebody who is codependent, either with people you know, people you don't know, people on social media, people you're seeing on the news, if they're unhappy, I'm unhappy. I can't allow myself to feel those love, peace, joy emotions if all of this stuff is happening in the world. Trust me, I understand. I really do. But what you're doing is you're pulling down your frequency and your vibration instead of holding space for other people to bring theirs up. We don't need more people who are bringing their frequencies down. We need more people bringing their frequencies up. We need you to stay the course. And it doesn't mean that you don't have a heart. It doesn't mean that you're not kind. It doesn't mean you don't have compassion. It doesn't mean that when you can help, you do help, that you can find ways that are appropriate for both you, where you are in your journey, and where they are in their journey. Discernment, boundaries, responsibility. These are the principles that need to be added to this conversation of highly sensitive, empathic. Are you codependent or are you empathic? And trust me, I really do understand, especially if you were raised in an environment that was chaotic, that was unstable. I get it, because in those environments, you are constantly assessing what's going on. So oftentimes being highly sensitive and empathic is a trauma response. It was what you had to do to survive. Was what's going on? Where is everybody? What's she feeling? What's going on with her? So I can adapt and mold myself and figure out what role I need to play in this situation so everything's just okay. I understand. Recently I had a therapy session because I became aware of a pattern that had happened in my life. It was essentially, and I'm going to talk about my parents and I'm going to talk about certain people, but I want you to know that as I talk about my parents and whoever else comes up as I do these videos, I'm not talking about them from a place of blame or they did this. I'm no longer in a place of woundedness in my relationship with my parents. My mom passed away in 2019, and we had a very complicated relationship while she was in the body, while she was alive. But now we're good. My mom and I have a beautiful relationship. I'm going to start crying. Hi, Mom. My mom and I have a beautiful relationship. My father and I are in a good place, and my experience, my truth matters. So I just want to caveat that. But I remembered this pattern. My father didn't live with us, and so he would come and visit us every summer, mostly every summer. He would come out for 3 or 4 days, and then he would leave. So every year there was this ritual where we would build up, Dad's coming in town, with the knowledge that he was going to leave. And I literally had never really considered that this pattern had affected me in some way until 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it was just like, what? How did that affect me? I'm sure it did. So I called my therapist up. I need to have a therapy session, girl. And so she had me go into a meditative state, connect to my inner child, the little Michelle that experienced this. And when I dropped into one of these visits that my dad made when we were living in Los Angeles, I dropped in and I was in the living room with my family. I was sitting on the couch. My dad's on this side, on my right side. I can see my mom. I can see my 2 sisters. And I told my therapist, I have all of these complex, conflicting emotions about my father. I'm happy he's here, but I feel guilty because I know that my mom feels a certain way, and I know my sisters, and I know he's going to leave, right? I was describing to my therapist how I was aware of everybody and what everybody felt. And here I am, this little girl, 9, 10, 11 years old. And she said to me, that's hypervigilance. That's hypervigilance. The fact that you were aware of what everybody's feeling, what everybody's doing, so that I can figure out how do I need to act here so that everybody's going to be okay. Right? Now, fast forward to just last week. I was getting my hair done. I'm sitting in my hairstylist's office, her space, and she's doing me, but I'm also aware that there's another woman who's waiting for her. She's going to be after me. And I was so aware of this woman who was waiting. I could feel that she was getting more agitated. She was getting more angry, frustrated the longer she was. I could feel it, like she was pulling my energy. Here I am. I don't know this woman. I'm not the hairstylist. I'm not responsible for this woman's experience. And yet I was so aware because I'm highly sensitive, because I was trained to be that way because of what my situation was when I was younger. So I share those experiences with you as a way of saying, I understand, okay? I understand what it's like to be a highly sensitive, empathic, compassionate person. And with that hairstylist, I was almost to the point where I was like, I was going to tell her, you know what? Just stop doing my hair. And can you just take care of her, because I could feel her, right? That's not my responsibility. But this is what we do. We take it on, okay? So I'm sharing that to say, I understand your plight. I understand your pain. And we can create appropriate emotional and energetic boundaries and allow ourselves to be a sealed container with a little bit of permeability to other people's emotions. But I give myself permission. I give myself permission to feel my emotional experience. If I'm having a good day and somebody else is having a bad day, I'm sorry that you're having a bad day. And I'm going to continue on with my good day. I'm not going to suddenly shift into codependence and go, oh, forget my good day. Now I've got to be in here with you and feel your negative, emotional experience, whatever your fear, anger, sadness. No. I got to get in there with you because I'm empathic. No. You are giving a lot of people power over you, over your energy, and over your life if you continue operating that way. So, what's the solution? The solution is you can give yourself permission to have energetic boundaries. It's about reconciling. Wait a minute. How much is mine and how much is theirs? And if you are one of those people, when you did that activity at the beginning of this video, and you were, let's say less than 50%. Less than 50% of the energy you are carrying is actually yours. And more than 50% is someone else's. Anybody else's, whether you know them or not. Then you're somebody who needs to put up energetic and emotional boundaries. Part of it is your belief system. It all starts there. Are you someone that believes that in order to be kind, I have to feel everybody's feelings? That's what kindness is. I'm a caring person, so I have to feel everybody's feelings. I have to take care of everybody. I have to take responsibility for everybody. Are you a people pleaser? You have to make sure that everybody's good. Is that really your role? Is that the role you want to play? Maybe that's what was modeled to you. Martyrdom. Not cute. It's not a cute look. It's not a cute look. Yeah, you can give yourself permission. I'm feeling the relaxation. You can give yourself permission to let that go, to modify that belief. I can still be kind. I can still care. And I don't have to take responsibility for everybody, and start to shift that number to, let's just say the goal should be 40%, right? If you're somebody who's like, oh my gosh, I just take on everybody's emotions, get that down to, you know what? 60% is mine. 40% is other people. Let that be a goal. Shift it over 50%. And then let's get it to 65. And then let's get it to 70. Let's get it to 75%. Let's get it to 80. I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule. 80% is mine, 20% is other people's, because we care about the people that we love in our lives. If they're going through stuff, it's natural to feel for them, to ruminate on how can I help them? That's natural. But if you're down below the 50, time to take a look at some things. Are you codependent? Are you allowing yourself to have your own individual experience? And we're going to talk about individuation in a future video because it's very important. Are you allowing yourself to have your own individual experience and other people to have their own individual experience and learn the lessons that they need to learn and be on the journey that they need to be on? Start to shift the beliefs. Start to shift the beliefs. Start to shift your self-identity. If you identify, my identity is rooted in being empathic and being highly sensitive and being the person who just takes on all of this emotional pain. Can you choose another identity? Because that one is disempowering. I hate to say it. Ooh, I hate to say it. Yeah, it's a weight. And trust me, I have been there. I have been there. I have been the emergency phone call. The phone rings and I'm like, uh-oh, now who is it? Now what's happening? Now who's in the hospital? I've been there, so I know what this is all about. Yeah. And I got to a place where I was like, you know what? Take me off as emergency contact. I can't do it anymore. And guess what? Those people figured it out. They figured it out. So I can be over here living my life. Doesn't mean I don't help when I can, when it's appropriate, but I'm living my life. I'm feeling joy. I'm feeling peace. I'm doing my work. Yeah, that's where we're going. All right. So this week, see if you can start to notice, ask yourself, intuition, show me, how much of the emotional energy am I carrying right now? If you're a highly sensitive, empathic person, you walk into a room, let me check in. Am I just soaking up all the energy here and allowing it to shift my energetic frequency? I release that. Create and destroy roses, release it out of your energy field, reframe that belief, and keep it pushing. You can do it. You can do it. And you're going to feel so much better when you do. All right. Thank you so much. Until the next video, I love you. Be well. Take care.